Hello and welcome to another episode of TGIF. We're up to number 19, and this is about moving day. On Wednesday, I spent the day moving around one of my bookcases. As you can see behind me, things are now different in my workroom, and of course, we have our little supervisor, Tiki. Panther was pretty happy as things changed. He is the lump right here in the chair that moved out to the living room. And I did manage to get his cute little face before he nodded off. And of course, Tiki's letting us know that moving is definitely hungry work for a little cat. So the rooms that I switched, this is my work room, and I'm currently sitting right here in this chair making this video. I decided to switch things around and make it a bit easier to get to items as I'm starting to get further into some of my research. If you've seen some of my other videos, you know that I have some physical issues, such as arthritis and stenosis, that make moving around a little bit challenging some days. So I decided I needed to rework all of this. Also, yes, here is the board that I've mentioned in a previous video with all my look up and get positive messages on it. The room where I was moving things from is our living room, and this giant bookcase, the cubes are what I decided to move. This, of course, is before I'm starting, so Zena's passed out in the sunshade, and Panther was sleeping on the table before everything started changing. Of course, Tiki, the little supervisor, peeked out from Cat TV, where she typically spends a part of her day looking out the living room window. And Xena, well, she was just Princess Chill the whole time, partly because she didn't have to move while I did things. And I had considered making a video like I did in the past when I was moving books and things around, but because this time I was going between two rooms, I figured the tripod was definitely going to end up going kaboom at some point. So instead, I just did pictures. Here we've got little Tiki scoping things out as I started making space in my workroom for the cubes. I had to move the kitty hammock, which she decided had become a play toy, which was kind of good because it meant I could move the books without my little supervisor under my feet. Panther, on the other hand, opted to play and stay in the kitchen where things weren't moving, so for a change, and partly because the cubes were too big for him to sit on as I moved it, a cute little habit he learned from Ghost, as they both enjoy sitting on things as I'm moving them around. I guess that's just kind of a hoot for them. Xena, on the other hand, little Miss Chillax, still just hanging out in the sunshade, and that's where she stayed snoozing and snoring as I cleared all my books off the cube and piled them onto the table. Definitely not something that impressed Panther or Tiki, as they think of this as their table, not a coffee table for humans. But they were good about it and kept themselves busy doing other things while I moved things around. So I got the cubes emptied, and this is what the space looked like after I moved them out. And here's the start of the change in my workroom. So you can see the cubes fit nicely I have a closet in this room as well. I may end up moving these cubes by the window. I'm not sure. Whatever I end up putting there will have to be high enough that the kids can still look out the window, because that's one of their favorite places to hang out as I'm doing things here in this room. Of course, rolled up carpet is uber exciting for the kids. It doesn't happen often, but in order to move the cubes from my living room here into my workroom, I had to lift the carpet so I could push it along our wood floor. Yes, there's still some things I need to get figured out down here at the end, but here's our little characters having some fun. She opted to go see what's going on in the other room. So here's the before and after of the living room. So kids' water bowl, hammock, sunshade, and the cubes. Now we have the sunshade in the corner and a stand that I moved out from my workroom. Yes, their water bowl is back in place. Zena insisted. And the workroom before and after. So I've got all of this there. I've since moved the stand down. I moved some black shelves on top of the stand because this way I can get to those drawers easier without having to bend. And then I just need to set up all the cubes, meaning books and things that I'll be using for my research, and pulling things together will be so much handier because, as you can see, here's my desk and there's the cubes. So it makes it so much easier. And as you can see here in the screen, ta-da, I can reach out and touch the cubes. So that makes life easier, and the room still has plenty of space in it, thankfully. So now the work definitely begins in terms of figuring out which books I'm going to be keeping on the cubes, how I'm going to set up the top of that area, and then everything to set up within the little shelves here, as well as these three drawers. And sorry, got a candy in my mouth because with allergies, mouth's always dry. This particular item is of big importance to me because it was made by one of my former students. So I always like to keep those items around. It was from a woodworking class at a vocational school, something that our morons in government, as well as others that shall remain nameless, don't seem to be able to understand, were crucial to our students. So yes, I keep items from the schools that the students made out and available to bring back a lot of wonderful memories. Here I've put some of my books in place. I'm going to have to decide the order that I want to do them. At the moment, this cube are things I'm currently working on or hoping to begin working on in the near future. I have a number of binders set up to put my information together in terms of paranormal, various subjects under that. I have my book information, so my own master list of books and things like that. So it's all just kind of starting to come together. I have the two series that I've mentioned, and I use those as reference for my Hoax or Holy Grail. At the moment here, I have all my Ancient Civilization, Da Vinci Code spiral books together, along with Sitchin and Hancock and Baval. At the moment, I have my Dracula vampires and other subjects here. Up here, I have all my ghosts, ghost locations, ghost stories, anything that relates to paranormal type things. In this corner at the moment, I have my astrology, color information, numerology. I think that's it. I have my astronomy down here, number of different books in that genre. And I'm gonna have to look behind me. Who do I have there? Oh, yes. This is also Ancient Civilizations as well as Wilcox and some other works in there. So as I say, I still need to work it out, and I'll have 3 cubes here that I'll be putting information in, as well as pulling out. I have 2 giant boxes with files in them, so I may keep those in here that I can easily pull them out, or in here. Have to see how it all works out. But of course, after a day of moving and the kids going, okay, how's this all turning out? Xena, not impressed, shunning me on the chair she was. You've also seen these cubes in some of my other videos, so yes, I do have a number of books around, and I'm going to have to decide what I'm going to end up doing with these as well, because I will occasionally be making videos out in the living room as the lazy boy, or in this case, lazy girl, is very comfortable, and I want to consider which books I want where. Panther was very happy with the move of this chair and had a nice little snooze under the blanket after things were moved. Tiki, of course, more interested in cat TV and looking out the front window. Well, Panther, what do you think? Is it going to work there? He's such a funny little boo. That was moving day. Thank you so much for the gift of your time. If you're still here, remember, give that like button a little tickle, thumbs up, or happy face, or a different comment if you feel comfortable doing that. If you enjoyed this video and know other people who enjoy silly cat videos, please feel free to share this out. Also, if you're not subscribed yet and you enjoy videos of a bookish content, or you enjoy nature videos, Fridays are silly cat videos. Mondays are currently fairy tales, maybe switching to ghost stories. If any of that sounds of interest to you, be sure to click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you know when I upload content that may be of interest to you. Until next time, take good care.